Ngayong hapon sa ating programa, kinikilala po natin ang isang champion na Filipino-American na 12 taong gulang lang po. Si Lennon Salazar ay kasama sa grupo ng Segundo Little League na nanalo ng Little League World Series not too long ago. Right about now, we are going to talk to one of the pillars that Lennon considers in his life, and that is his mom. Ang kanya pong ina ay isang Filipina, born and raised in San Diego, and here is Christibelle.
I have a video of Lennon. He's not even 2 years old, and he's already wanting to play over and over again, you know, a ball being tossed to him hitting it, and him pretending to run the bases. So again, barely speaking, just learning how to walk. He's already obsessed with baseball. He just loves it, and because it wasn't really so hard for him, you know, to convince him to go to practices, for him to do the extra work. He just loved it very early on. So as soon as he could play on an official team, he was playing, and he's never looked back.
As a mom with young kids, and you know, my kids are young, but I know that getting into sports, my son now is getting into soccer and taekwondo, both of them. It's as much the parents' sacrifices, if not maybe even more.
It takes over your life. I had 2 boys, both very involved with sports. Wanted to make sure they also had balanced lives and saw our families, things like that. But you know, our weekends were consumed by tournaments or games, or you know, weekdays are by practices, trying to schedule meals and making sure they're actually getting fed, can do their homework. So it's a lot of juggling, a lot of balancing. I fortunately work from home, so I was able to work remotely. But yes, lots of sacrifice from all of our families.
What about being a Filipina mom? You know, we Filipino parents are not very popular for supporting our kids who want to get into sports and arts and entertainment. I can see it's different for you.
Yes, I was lucky. I was born and raised in San Diego. My parents immigrated here from the Philippines, but they were very supportive of any activities that we were involved in, or whatever, any interest that we showed, they signed us up. So I thought I might be an ice skater, so they put me in ice skating. My brother was in football and martial arts, so they were very supportive, and it was a good model for me when I had my own kids in terms of how I wanted to support them too. I, you know, didn't want to force anything, so but I did want to teach them to stick with things. So, you know, there are days where the boys don't want to go to practice. You know, they want to play video games all day, and so really teaching them the discipline and getting in a good routine and balancing things out so that they can do all of it has been, you know, something that we've really enforced as dad on.
So how did you handle those days when they don't want to go to practice? That's my personal question as well. Sometimes my daughter wouldn't want to go to dance. Right?
And just, you know, if this is something that you want, then the work needs to be put in, and you need to stick with it. And it's, again, good that we have all of these models of, you know, athletes or anyone that is successful in their field, and they talk about their journeys, and so we try and share that with the boys, like Kobe Bryant, right? Like, he would practice. He would never go, you know, celebrate with the team or party with the team. He was always practicing, and that's why he was so great. And so we have all of these cool examples that we can kind of share and point to.
You now are an inspiration to a lot of moms out there too. Like, for those who are watching and, you know, wanting their kids to excel, what would be your top advice to those parents?
Well, I would say, you know, a big thing is the community in the village that you have, because especially now, you know, I have an 18-year-old and an almost 13-year-old. So with teenagers, they don't necessarily want to hear from you any advice, right? Like, they don't want to listen to what you actually have to say. So having key people in their lives that could also enforce and reinforce any key messages or any advice that you'd like to give them, so that it's not just coming from you all the time. So from their coaches, from their friends, from their older family members. Make it fun as much as possible. Don't make it feel like work. Right. You know, he says a lot about putting in hard work, and that we know it takes a lot of hard work to play at this level. But it can be a lot of fun too. So number 3 would be, you know, to be involved as much as they'll let you, right? And so again, I served, I volunteered, I was always a team parent, you know, kind of giving back to the community. And showing that as an example, I think is a good thing also for them to learn.
So where do you plan to take this? He said that he wants to take it as far as he can. He wants to maybe play in the pros, perhaps too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping for college. For this to help.
Take it one step at a
Yeah.
time, 5 years
For
at
him
a time.
to, you know,
right?
to be able to, you know, make the high school team and to be able to play in college would be incredible. You know, he told me the other day, he said, Mom, you don't have to worry about college for me because I'm going to get a full ride to Michigan for football. And I was like, okay, you're hilarious and awesome, and I
Right.
love the confidence, and we'll see, you know, how it all goes. But, you know, I'm not, you know, we'll encourage him to go as far and apply wherever he'd like, as much as possible. And we'll make it work wherever he wants to go, wherever he wants to do. That's one thing that we're always committed to is, you know, we'll just make it work. We'll make it happen.